My name is Calvin. I'm going to be your IELTS examiner for today's speaking test. What is your full name, please?
My full name is Bùi Minh Thắng.
Excellent. So where do you come from, Thắng?
I'm from Hải Phòng, Vietnam.
For the first part of the IELTS speaking test, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. Now let's talk about what you do. Do you work or are you studying?
I'm studying at Trần Phú High School for the Gifted, and my major is English.
So what do you like about your major?
As an English major, I can pursue my passion, which is the English language. What's more, here I'm offered the opportunity to bolster my soft skills by taking part in some interesting clubs and learning from admirable seniors.
Okay. And is there anything that you would like to change about your major or your school?
I think the only thing that needs enhancing about my school is the infrastructure, which seems a little bit substandard in comparison with the reputation of the school. So if I were given a chance, I would definitely do some renovation work, like upgrading the toilet facilities and equipping rooms with air conditioners.
Okay, and I'd like to move on and ask you some questions about emails and letters.
Yeah.
Do you often write letters?
Well, just once in the blue moon, because I hardly get round to it.
Do you prefer to write letters or emails?
My preference is emails because it seems much more convenient and free of charge. In contrast, sending letters requires some complex steps, and you'll have to pay for the deliveries.
Okay. Do you think that people will still write letters in the future?
Well, looking at the popularity of Facebook, email, Messenger, and such like, we may speculate that there will be no room for letters in the future. However, I suppose that this means of communication will still be used for its special meaning when it comes to expressing your emotion. Like you send a love letter to your lover, for example.
Okay, so now I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you may make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yeah, I got it.
Excellent. So there's the topic, pen and pencil, paper, and here's the topic that I'd like you to talk about. So you describe a wedding that you have attended. Thank you. Okay, great. Your time's up and you may start speaking.
Okay, I've been to many kinds of weddings, anniversaries, and family functions, but I like to talk about my sister's weddings. Off the top of my mind, it took place about 2 years ago, and we got together with our extended family and friends at a reception called Pearl River. It goes without saying that we all enjoyed the day thanks to the cozy and warm atmosphere. Anyway, let's move on, and I'd like to dig deeper into this occasion. Initially, I guess the bride and groom both fell in love with the venue near my house, as it has a large and romantic courtyard, together with a magnificent hall, where I spent time helping out with the decoration in the early morning of that day. Then came the sweetest part of the wedding, as the couple held hands, walked on the red carpet together, and gave each other wedding rings. I can tell by the look on their face that they were very elated, because after some ups and downs, they're finally able to tie the knot. In terms of the most special moment of the night, it was when I dedicated a speech to my sister. I was a little bit sharpy, and frankly to say, I had both butterflies in my stomach. But fortunately, I managed to go through it with flying colors. So the day when my sister and her groom walked down the aisle together is a memorable occasion, not only for them, but also for me as a family member.
Thank you. Did you have a great time?
Yes, I did enjoy myself.
So we've been talking about a wedding that you have attended. So in the next part, I'd like to discuss with you one or two more questions about weddings in general. Now, do you often attend weddings?
Well, quite occasionally, I just present at those of my best friends and close relatives, possibly because I'm inclined to share their happiness with my most beloved ones only. By that way, I can feel like I'm really in the weddings and can enjoy them to the full. What's another reason is that many weddings I were invited to clashed with my classes, so I just couldn't show up.
What about wedding gifts? What wedding gifts are popular in Vietnam?
Well, it's quite a tough question, and I've never thought about it before. But then, the most popular wedding gifts in my culture seem to be those in form of cash, because most people assume that newlyweds are in need of finance to settle down and support the family after they get married. So money seems to be the most practical present.
In your opinion, what is the perfect age for marriage, if there's one?
From a perspective, the ideal age for marriage is the late 20s or the early 30s. Because at this age, most of us tend to find a secure job, to be the breadwinner and support our family in terms of finance. On top of that, at this age, we're usually mature enough to choose the right better half and to protect the happiness of our marriage for good.
Thank you, and that's the end of the IELTS speaking test.
Yeah.